What happens when one of Hollywood's most beloved stars faces public humiliation so dramatic it could rival his own film plotlines? George Clooney, the face of charm, elegance, and cinematic royalty, has found himself caught in a storm of controversy that threatens to unravel his decades-long career. And at the center of this explosive debacle is none other than the sharp-witted Bill Maher. The feud between these two has quickly escalated into a Hollywood spectacle that's too juicy to ignore. Stick with us, because what's coming next will shock you. In a world where Hollywood's most prominent stars once could do no wrong, even someone as well respected as Clooney is now finding his career slipping into freefall. The actor who had it all, the looks, the talent, the social status, now faces one of the biggest challenges of his career, a very public feud with none other than Bill Maher, a man whose no-nonsense, politically sharp persona has earned him a place as one of television's most powerful voices. Grab your popcorn, because what unfolds next in this story is anything but predictable. It all began with an ad. Clooney, ever the activist, had always felt the need to speak up on social and political issues, but in 2024, he tried to do something that, on paper, seemed like a win for his career, producing a political advertisement. He wanted to push his personal beliefs and at the same time remind people that he was still relevant in a fast-moving world where public attention can shift in the blink of an eye. But instead of being embraced, the ad quickly became fodder for mockery. Critics said it came off as disconnected from reality, insensitive, and most of all, pandering. People didn't see Clooney as a passionate activist trying to make a difference. They saw him as an out-of-touch celebrity trying too hard to remain relevant. And when a public figure like Clooney, who's known for being socially conscious, steps into the ring with such an obvious and poorly executed pitch, the backlash is both swift and brutal. It wasn't just a few critical voices, the ad was absolutely torn apart by both public and media opinion. People mocked Clooney for thinking he could simply use his celebrity status as a ticket to influence people. They called it everything from tone deaf to embarrassing. The once golden image of George Clooney was now tarnished by a single misstep. His popularity didn't just take a hit, it plummeted. But this was only the beginning. Determined not to let this stumble be the final chapter of his career, Clooney and his team came up with what they thought was a surefire way to redeem him. What better way to regain public favor than a media tour, right? But not just any media tour. This was to be a high-stakes, do-or-die moment for the actor. Clooney needed to win back his fans, and fast. Their crown jewel? An appearance on Bill Maher's Real Time. Clooney, armed with all his charm, wit, and good looks, would step onto the stage and offer a sincere apology for the ad disaster. The idea was simple. Clooney would remind people why they loved him in the first place, charm his way back into the good graces of the public, and show that he was more than just a pretty face in Hollywood. But, as it turns out, Clooney's team had underestimated Maher's resolve. The plan was sound on paper, but in reality, things didn't unfold as they'd hoped. Clooney's team pitched the idea to Maher's producers, confident that it would create a media firestorm. After all, who wouldn't want to watch George Clooney in all his charismatic glory step onto the real-time stage? Clooney was one of the biggest stars of the last few decades. His presence alone could pull in a massive audience, and this was precisely what Maher's team needed to inject some fresh excitement into the show. Bill Maher wasn't having it. His response was blunt and unwavering. This isn't a platform for celebrity rehabilitation. To Maher, the idea of turning his show into yet another celebrity redemption arc was simply unacceptable. He believed that Real Time was built on political discourse and rigorous discussions, not on turning the spotlight on Hollywood stars seeking to bounce back from scandals. Maher wasn't interested in helping Clooney regain his reputation for the sake of ratings. This was a blow that Clooney's team hadn't anticipated. They figured Maher would want the drama, the spectacle, but Maher made it clear he had a different set of values. He wasn't about to let Clooney use his show as a stepping stone back into public favor. The rejection didn't just sting, it was a blow to Clooney's ego. But despite the setback, Clooney's team wasn't ready to back down. Determined to win Bill Maher over, Clooney's team came back with an even bigger pitch. This time, they promised a one-of-a-kind appearance. Clooney would answer direct questions from the audience, revealing explosive new insights and candid responses to his critics. They believed this would be the moment that captured the public's attention and propelled Clooney back into their good graces. But Maher, remaining true to his reputation, rejected this pitch as well. Maher wasn't interested in the celebrity drama. He saw through Clooney's attempt to use his show for a PR boost. Maher wasn't swayed by the exclusive revelations promised by Clooney's team. In fact, Maher went so far as to inform HBO executives that Clooney's appearance would lower ratings, claiming that his audience tuned in for thought-provoking commentary, not a Hollywood actor's desperate attempts at rebranding himself. This was the moment when Clooney's team realized they had hit a wall. They had tried everything from flashy proposals to promises of big revelations, but Maher wasn't budging. It seemed that Maher was more than just a talk show host. He was a gatekeeper to authenticity, and he wasn't about to let Clooney waltz in and hijack his show for his own benefit. With his team failing to secure the appearance on Real Time, Clooney took matters into his own hands. He reached out to Maher directly. Clooney, in a move that many considered desperate, asked Maher for a candid, unscripted conversation where he could tell his side of the story. It would be a chance for Clooney to address the critics, explain his stance, and perhaps win over the audience. But Maher wasn't moved. In fact, insiders claimed that Maher bluntly told Clooney that his show wasn't a venue for celebrity redemption arcs. Maher wasn't just rejecting Clooney the celebrity, he was rejecting the entire notion of using a public platform to manipulate an image. Clooney was left in the lurch, humiliated by the refusal, and caught in a struggle for his professional identity. This wasn't just a public snub, it was a personal one. Clooney, accustomed to doors opening for him with just a smile and a wink, had now found himself locked out of a critical opportunity. The actor, whose career was built on likability and affability, now had to face the uncomfortable reality that he wasn't the golden boy anymore, and this rejection stung harder than anything else. As Clooney's frustration grew, Maher wasn't letting up. Behind the scenes, Maher began mocking Clooney. Sources close to the comedian revealed that he had started calling Clooney's repeated pitches pathetic and likening them to an actor auditioning for a pity party. But these private jabs didn't remain in private for long. Soon, the media caught wind of Maher's comments, and Clooney was furious. According to insiders, Clooney became livid, both at Maher's remarks and at the fact that the comedian was publicly mocking him in such a dismissive manner. But Maher wasn't done yet. During one of his monologues, he threw in some subtle yet pointed jabs at Hollywood elites, making veiled references to Clooney's missteps. Clooney may not have been named directly, but the insinuation was crystal clear to anyone following the saga. That being said, the feud between Clooney and Maher isn't just a battle between two celebrities, it's a reflection of a larger cultural shift in Hollywood. In an age where public opinion is shaped by Twitter threads and viral videos, even the most established stars can quickly find themselves irrelevant. The notion that Hollywood could be a safe haven for famous faces is fading fast. These days, it's all about what the public thinks. For Maher, declining Clooney's appearance wasn't just about ratings, it was a deliberate stance on maintaining the integrity of his show. He wasn't going to allow Hollywood drama to overshadow the important conversations his show was built on. He positioned himself as a defender of authenticity, refusing to dilute the power of his platform for the sake of a celebrity's image makeover. So, what does this all mean for George Clooney? Will he be able to pull off a redemption arc, or has his Hollywood fairy tale truly turned into a tragedy? Is Clooney finished, or does he still have a shot at a comeback? Only time will tell. What's certain, however, is that this drama is far from over.